How AI Slop is Driving Us Offline, a Digital Detox Guide. ***, could AI be the solution to our internet dependency? ***. Finding true love can be quite a challenge. For a time, dating applications appeared to simplify this quest, offering a vast array of singles at your fingertips. However, the rise of AI has introduced a layer of suspicion to what is already a less than ideal experience. When you receive a message that seems slightly off, it becomes difficult to discern whether you are engaging with a bot or simply someone who is insecure enough to rely on ChatGPT as their personal matchmaker. In a bid to escape this digital maze, my friend Lonnie has resorted to meeting potential partners at the nail salon, reminiscent of dating in the late 90s. In emotionally charged discussions with friends or family, a text message might come across as peculiar. Is the individual on the other end utilizing AI to craft their thoughts on Aunt Beryl's will or the status of your relationship? The only way to clarify this is to either call them or, even better, arrange a coffee meeting. Perhaps you are seeking knowledge. Many of the internet's most reliable sources for everyday inquiries are becoming overwhelmed with questionable AI-generated content. YouTube, once a hub for genuine individuals sharing expertise on everything from toilet repairs to culinary skills, is increasingly dominated by AI. According to the newsletter Garbage Day, 4 out of the top 10 YouTube channels in May were focused on AI-generated material. One of the fastest-growing channels featured AI babies in perilous situations, for reasons that remain unclear. Reddit is similarly flooded with AI-generated posts. Even if you never directly interact with ChatGPT or similar models, the broader internet is saturated with their outputs and individuals echoing their inaccuracies. It's crucial to remember that large language models often misrepresent basic facts, which might just encourage someone to pick up a book instead. The internet's rapid shift towards AI has been both swift and intentional. Major platforms have adopted this technology, regardless of user preference, coinciding with the moment when AI-generated images and videos have become nearly indistinguishable from reality. This development complicates our ability to trust online content. Over time, these models may improve in accuracy, or perhaps people will simply become more adept at identifying their flaws. In the meantime, a plausible outcome is that individuals will seek refuge in the real world as a more reliable alternative. For years, we have been advising each other to touch grass, all while downloading software to block apps and websites, or investing in lockable phone safes to help reduce our incessant internet usage. Perhaps the era of AI-generated content will genuinely encourage us to disconnect. Even prior to the AI takeover, the internet had been losing its charm. Users have voiced concerns about the decline of Google search for years. Accessing an app to hail a ride, order food, or book a vacation rental can now be just as costly and cumbersome as the traditional methods of calling a taxi, placing a delivery order, or reserving a hotel. Social media has devolved into a grotesque, tragedy-exploiting landscape filled with negativity. Where once the online world inspired a sense of wonder and possibility, it now feels like navigating through a murky swamp, akin to weary detectives trying to differentiate between reality and deception. Nonetheless, as AI companies develop browsers and devices that keep users engaged in endless dialogues with their personalized AIs, some individuals may find themselves spending more time online than ever before. Regardless of its accuracy, many people already appreciate AI for its entertainment value, practical assistance, and emotional support. In extreme cases, users may even develop romantic feelings for chatbots or become engulfed in spiritual delusions, while many others simply find themselves becoming addicted. This new phase of the internet may lead skeptics of AI to reduce their online presence, while another segment increases their screen time mediated by AI. This division could have significant implications for both internet culture and society as a whole. For those attempting to escape the digital mire, the internet is so deeply integrated into our lives that completely disconnecting is nearly impossible. However, as the situation worsens, the real world begins to appear increasingly appealing, with its tangible human connections, a more manageable array of consumer choices, a slower pace, and spontaneous moments of joy that don't generate profit for anyone. Since 2022, I have been experimenting with reducing my online presence, starting with quitting Twitter. Once I navigated through the withdrawal phase, I noticed my attention span gradually improving. I began to read books again. Like many who have distanced themselves from social media, I found that my social interactions shifted to group chats with familiar faces and in-person gatherings, quick coffee meetups, camping trips, and dinner parties. Remember those dinner parties? Eventually, I stopped shopping online and quickly realized that I didn't need most of the items I had been purchasing. The essentials I truly required could be found at my local grocery store and hardware store, which, like most hardware stores, offers a wide range of products beyond just tools and fasteners. Online shopping may have once seemed more convenient than the hassle of visiting a store, but I believe that is no longer the case in many instances. Last winter, when my feet were perpetually cold at my desk, I could have spent hours researching space heaters online, trying to discern which reviews were genuine and which were fabricated, placed an order, potentially received a defective or subpar unit, and then faced the hassle of returning it to a random third-party store through a frustrating process. Instead, I opted to walk to the hardware store. "We have one that oscillates and one that doesn't," the clerk informed me. I chose the oscillating model, and it works perfectly. I should clarify that I am not entirely offline. Like most individuals, my job necessitates internet use. However, I am online less frequently, and I find that I am happier for it. I spend more time outdoors, engage in gardening, and read more books. I still keep up with the news, but with less urgency. Enjoying parts of my day without my attention being commodified or my data being collected is a refreshing change. It feels akin to the pleasant scent of a line-dried bedsheet. I often find myself contemplating further returns to an offline lifestyle. Residing in Portland, Oregon, I am fortunate to have access to numerous movie theaters and even a video rental store. I could, perhaps I will, cancel all my streaming subscriptions and simply rent films or watch them in theaters. I could also finally alleviate my guilt over the inadequate compensation musicians receive from streaming services and avoid being misled by AI-generated bands by returning to CDs and vinyl records, and by attending more live performances. I suspect I won't be alone in shifting my focus back to physical media and real-life interactions, books and records, live performances, and brick-and-mortar shops staffed by knowledgeable salespeople, engaging in one meaningful conversation with a real person instead of 300 brief exchanges with internet strangers who might be bots. Tech companies may believe that the public is so accustomed, or even addicted, to conducting all their activities online that they will tolerate any level of risk or discomfort to continue their online interactions. However, there is a threshold to what some of us will endure, especially when the alternative is genuinely appealing. A recent study indicates that disconnecting your phone from the internet can provide a mood enhancement comparable to that of pharmaceutical antidepressants. If more individuals begin to explore offline options, at least until the current generative AI frenzy settles down, it could create a positive feedback loop, revitalizing cities and communities, making them more attractive alternatives to screens. What the internet will evolve into in a post-AI landscape remains uncertain. Perhaps it will finally transform into something extraordinary. Or, as the conspiracy theory suggests, it may already be in a state of decline. AI slop invasion. How brands are unknowingly advertising on fake YouTube content. AI-generated junk is flooding YouTube, and big brands are unknowingly sponsoring it. Let's face it, the online world is awash with artificial intelligence-generated junk, often called AI slop. If you spend any time on social media or video sites like YouTube, you've probably run into this strange, instantly recognizable content. Picture odd, sometimes unintentionally hilarious videos or posts, all churned out in bulk by AI with little attention to quality. But here's where the issue takes an unsettling twist. Major brands are finding their advertisements running right alongside this AI slop, raising serious concerns about brand reputation and digital safety. So what exactly is AI slop? It's a term increasingly used to describe digital media generated by AI that is shoddy, weird, or misleading. These pieces pop up everywhere from Instagram to YouTube at an alarming rate, and while some viewers might find them amusing or innocuous, for brands, it's a potential public relations nightmare. A recent examination of YouTube revealed a glaring problem. Advertisements for well-known brands have been spotted placed on AI slop channels, sometimes right alongside bizarre, factually incorrect, or even downright dangerous content. One notorious example is a YouTube channel named Pan-African Dreams, which recently drew attention for sharing a lengthy deepfake video falsely depicting Pope Leo XIV praising a controversial African leader. This single video drew well over 1 million views, and, perhaps more alarmingly, ran ads for household names like HBO Max, Amazon Hub Delivery, Detox, and Visit Florida. But it doesn't stop there. Another channel dubbed Banana Adventure churns out surreal AI videos featuring familiar characters like the Minions and even the Joker. Brands such as Android, Amazon Hub Delivery, and Tia Health were seen advertising on this channel, likely without realizing the context. Yet another channel, Mikey, mixes AI-generated cartoon images and voiceovers featuring Disney favorites like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, with ads from the likes of Adobe and Samsung home appliances appearing there. The core issue? YouTube's current ad placement system gives advertisers control over the type of video content their ads appear with, but not over how that video was made. According to Google spokesperson Nate Funkhauser, there's no way for brands to specifically opt out of AI-generated content, yet. We offer controls for advertisers to decide where their ads run based on the content of a video, not how it was produced, Funkhauser stated in an email. Here's where it gets controversial. When Marketing Brew reached out to YouTube after spotting ads on Banana Adventure and Pan-African Dreams, both channels were quickly removed from the platform. Meanwhile, the Mikey channel was deemed compliant with YouTube's current policies and allowed to remain. Is YouTube doing enough, or is it too easy for problematic content to slip through the cracks? The struggle is real for advertisers trying to keep their brands away from harmful associations. For years, ads for high-profile brands have landed next to climate change denial, medical misinformation, racist content, and more, even when brand safety filters were in use. AI slop, with its ability to rapidly produce vast quantities of questionable content, poses an even trickier challenge. Some marketing experts warn that the reputational risks for advertisers are only going to multiply as AI slop spreads. Oniru Deba, a marketing professor at Babson College, put it plainly, as an advertiser, I have to be extremely cautious. In the short term, I want maximum exposure for my ad dollars, but in the long term, a single bad placement could seriously damage my brand's reputation. He emphasized that when AI-generated slop begins to intermingle with misinformation or copyright-infringing material, the risks can spiral. Take the lawsuits. Disney and Universal are currently suing the AI company Midjourney, claiming their platform makes it too easy for users to generate copyright-infringing content, a potential invitation to a legal and ethical minefield for advertisers. Tyler Folkman, who heads YouTube creator tool company TubeBuddy, suspects most AI slop channels aren't likely to last long, since their engagement tends to be low. However, he also noted the sheer volume of uploads makes it tough for YouTube to police everything effectively, and problematic content sometimes lingers far too long. YouTube is beginning to address the situation. Since March 2024, the platform requires creators to disclose the use of AI tools in their videos. It also maintains policies against spam, scams, hate speech, and misinformation. The big question is whether these measures are enough, or whether AI slop will continue to outpace YouTube's efforts to contain it. And this is the part most people miss. The collision of AI slop, advertising, and user-generated platforms is new territory. Should brands stay away from all AI-generated content, or just the obviously low-quality examples? Could strict ad placement controls stunt creativity and independent content creation? Or do we need much tighter regulations to protect both consumers and advertisers from digital chaos? What do you think? Is AI-generated content worth the risk for brands? Should YouTube give advertisers tools to avoid AI-generated videos entirely, or would that unfairly hurt creative experimentation on the platform? Jump into the comments below and let us know where you stand. Is this AI slop phenomenon just a passing nuisance, or a deep-seated threat to the future of online media? Building a trusted B2B brand in an AI-first world. In today's AI-driven world, building trust for your B2B brand is more crucial than ever. While AI can accomplish tasks swiftly, it has led to a surge in content that leaves B2B buyers feeling overwhelmed and skeptical. The real issue lies in the lack of trust rather than the abundance of information. Buyers are now questioning not just the content itself but also the credibility of the source. This skepticism is fueled by polished, disconnected, and regurgitated marketing messages. To bridge this trust gap, marketers need to focus on authenticity and the voice of the customer, something that AI cannot replicate. Trust is no longer about the quantity of content but about the quality and credibility of the voices behind it. Buyers in 2025 are placing their trust in third-party reviews, customer case studies showcasing real outcomes, and peer recommendations within their communities. On the other hand, brand-authored content that feels scripted or overly polished is losing its impact. To navigate this AI-first landscape, marketers need to make their content machine-readable, integrate reviews into the customer journey, and prioritize unfiltered customer storytelling. Internal trust within the organization is also crucial to building external credibility. By aligning marketing, sales, and product teams, brands can ensure that their messaging reflects reality and addresses buyer concerns effectively. Looking ahead, trust and relevance will be the key SEO assets in an AI-driven market. Brands must structure their content for AI tools to enhance visibility and prioritize community voices in their go-to-market strategy. Trust is not just a slogan but a commitment to transparency, authenticity, and consistency. In a crowded market filled with AI-generated noise, brands that prioritize proof over promotion will emerge as the winners. Remember, in B2B, it's not about how much content you produce but how believable and relatable it is to your audience. Amplifying the voices your audience trusts, such as their peers, is the path to building lasting trust and credibility.